Guys, this game has absolutely gorgeous art, so let's take a look at it. It's called Oceaneers and is a colony survival game, where the world has flooded, and you are managing a small group of survivors, stuck on tiny floating islands. The islands themselves are actually machines, old technology from some mysterious corporation called Float Tech, that actually kept them above water, so you're figuring out this whole lost tech system, while trying to keep your people alive, and gradually expanding the map. And now please look at this art style. It has a warm, hand-drawn cartoon look that actually feels really inviting. There is nothing dark or grim about it visually. You begin this game with a handful of survivors and basically nothing. You can select your survivors at the beginning, and you can gradually unlock more. You start out chopping down trees, gathering reeds, making rope, building a crafting table, and going from there. The early game is pretty much just getting the basics sorted. Food, water, somewhere to sleep. Food does spoil, so you have to think about how much you're storing and when to cook things to make them last longer. The spoiled food doesn't just disappear either, it turns into waste that piles up if you're not dealing with it, which ties into a whole composting and farming system later on. Now each survivor of yours has their own skills and traits. You can pick a class like scavenger or science officer, then add traits on top of this. Some traits are straightforward upsides, like eating less food or learning skills faster, and others are trade-offs. For example, I have two guys who simply refuse scavenging for resources. I probably should not have chosen these two traits. They level up their skills over time as well, so a character who spends a lot of time crafting or researching does get faster at it. You can also set up automated jobs. Now the raft system is one of the bigger things that sets this game apart. You build rafts, put supplies on them, and send survivors out to explore other areas of the ocean, but you can also manually control the raft yourself. When you actually get there, you take control and walk around those locations yourself, rather than just watching a progress bar. You find new resources, blueprints, story items, and also islands you can drag back to your home colony, so you can expand it. The islands can be attached to your main base, which is how you grow your settlement. Sharks are a real thing, but honestly in my eyes they are not much of a threat. They patrol certain areas and will go after survivors in the water, but there is lots of breathing room for you to work around this. They don't really seem to have like an AI that makes them properly detect you. They simply react if you are directly in their line of sight, so it's really not difficult avoiding them. Weather changes too. Rain is actually useful and wanted, because you can collect it as fresh water, but it can also mess with your buildings and survivors if they are not covered. The research system actually goes pretty deep here. You start with basic stuff, but as you dig into it, you unlock float tech devices from the old corporation. These are the more advanced machines that let you do things like raise sunken islands from the ocean and bring these back to your base. There's a proper research tree here, and you need specific characters with high enough science skills to unlock the later stuff, so it's worth putting someone on research duty early. The game also has bunkers. These are probably one of the more interesting parts for people who like having a reason to explore, so I will simply not spoil them here. Go find them yourself. The game feels really good to play. I didn't encounter any bugs, no performance issues. The graphics and art style and presentation is rather beautiful. I think we can agree on that. And due to the game being in early access, there are some things missing still. For example, taming animals, entertainment for your survivors, more bunker encounters. This is still coming, but from what's actually there, it does already feel like a full game that you can play start to finish. As far as I'm aware, this game is made by two guys, so this is pretty impressive stuff. If there is one negative I have found, it's simply that building is not the smoothest yet, mainly because the game prevents you from building in places where there clearly is space, at least to my eyes. But that's a rather small nitpick. It didn't really alter my enjoyment of the game. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.